The story begins at a prestigious hospital, Riverpine Medical Center, located in the affluent suburbs of Northern California. It was a chilly autumn morning when Ava Nguyen, a newly transferred nurse, walked through the sliding glass doors. Her heart beat steadily, but a subtle sense of unease crept in. This wasn't the usual first day on the job anxiety. It was something deeper, something off. Ava, 29 years old and of Vietnamese descent, had spent the last few years working at major hospitals across the state. Known for her composure and sharp instincts, she thought she'd seen it all, until Riverpine. From the moment she arrived, she felt the eyes on her. Quick glances, hushed conversations. But Ava pushed through. She wasn't there to make friends, she was there to work. Things went smoothly at first, until she was assigned to care for a high-profile patient, Mr. Charles Whitaker. Charles Whitaker was a powerhouse in the finance world. A former CEO who'd built empires from bankrupt companies. He was admitted following a major car accident, both arms in full casts. But what struck Ava wasn't his reputation. It was his presence. His eyes had the intensity of someone who saw through you, like a man used to watching people lie. The first time Ava walked into his room, Charles sat upright, stoic despite his injuries. He didn't greet her or ask questions. He simply said, "You're the only one here not wearing a mask. I'll be needing you." Ava blinked. The words echoed in her mind. She didn't understand what he meant, but something told her, this wasn't just another patient. And she was right. In the days that followed, Charles began speaking in riddles. He hinted at things happening behind closed doors, unexplained deaths, patients disappearing from the system, internal politics disguised as policy. At first, Ava dismissed it as paranoia. But then the files started disappearing. 3 months' worth of patient death records. Gone. When Ava asked IT, they claimed it was a glitch. But her instincts screamed otherwise. The pattern was too neat, too deliberate. And somehow, Charles knew more than he should. "Riverpine is a theater," he whispered one evening, the hallway lights dim behind him. "And everyone here is playing a part. But you, Ava, you're not part of the act." Compelled by a mix of fear and curiosity, Ava began digging. Quietly, carefully, she reviewed shift logs, medication records, and death certificates. And then she saw it, a pattern of patients, mostly minorities, mostly elderly, dying under nearly identical circumstances. Labeled as complications, but the same complications, over and over. She brought her findings to a supervisor. The next day, her laptop was wiped clean. Her locker was broken into. And she was abruptly removed from Charles Whitaker's care team. But she didn't stop. One night, Ava snuck into the office of Dr. Henry Caldwell, Riverpine's medical director. There, she found a confidential report, a list of patients marked for resource optimization, a euphemism for letting the most costly ones die. Worse, Caldwell had signed off on the policy. When Ava told Charles, he wasn't surprised. "I invested in Riverpine once," he said. "I know how far they'll go to protect their margins. But now, I'm going to burn it down." The next morning, the hospital's internal video system mysteriously played a security feed. One showing Dr. Caldwell openly discussing patient management strategies with another executive. In the clip, they spoke of death quotas and insurance kickbacks like it was standard practice. The news broke within hours. Riverpine Medical was under federal investigation. Dr. Caldwell was suspended. Whistleblower protection was extended to Ava. She was praised in the media, hailed as a hero. But Charles Whitaker? He was gone. Discharged early that morning without a trace. A week later, Ava received a leather-bound notebook in the mail. On the cover was a single phrase. "You saw the truth. Now help others see it." Inside was a list of hospitals. Dozens of them. All showing the same warning signs. And just like that, Ava knew. This was only the beginning.